Hit and runs. As a former prosecutor, I get a lot of questions about the interplay between consuming alcohol before an accident and then leaving the scene. Well, when I prosecuted these cases, and I prosecuted thousands of DUIs and hit and runs, I was hoping for two things. The first thing is I was hoping that the person who left the scene either came back and talked to police or was at their house and when police arrived and talked to them and admitted that they were the driver. That is by far the most important evidence, and it usually comes from the person themselves. The second thing I was hoping for was that the person would tell law enforcement when they started drinking and how much. These are standard questions that law enforcement asks, and a lot of people answer them and don't exercise their rights. With those two pieces of information, I was able to pinpoint the driver of the vehicle as well as what their alcohol content was, regardless of whether the test occurred after police encountered them after they left the scene of the accident, because there's a fairly simple formula to get back to what someone's BAC was at the time of driving if you know when the driving happened and you know when the alcohol was consumed. Now, the one thing that would throw a curveball to any prosecution was if that person either didn't provide a drinking pattern or was found in the presence of alcohol that suggests that they were drinking after the accident, or told police that they had consumed alcohol after driving. Now, what did that do to my case as a prosecutor? It threw a wrench in that nice, simple formula to go back to what their BAC was at the time of the accident, because now you have a graph that's starting to go down, and then, they consume more alcohol afterwards, and now they're coming down to the test. Where were they at the time of driving? Nobody knows. So, as a former prosecutor, I was hoping for an admission to driving, I was hoping for a drinking pattern, and I was hoping to avoid drinking after the accident. If you've been charged with hit and run in California, contact us.